Back in the town, y'all. Back in the town. But I came back to the town for a specific reason. Now, you guys, my children right now, they at the park, they playing at the playground. But I'm back in the town, back in the town. The town is Oakland. Let's do looking. The town is Oakland. Nosy ass. The town is Oakland. I'm back, but I came back to the town for a particular reason. I came back to the town, my hometown, to panhandle. Yeah, I came all the way back. I'm from Oakland, but if you've been watching my content, you guys would see that I'm currently based in Los Angeles. Not from Los Angeles, but that's where I'm currently stuck. Now I could come back to the town and we could be homeless. I could do that, but that wouldn't make any sense. That wouldn't be rational. So the reason why we are in LA to this day is because we still have a place there. Hey, bro. Hey, what's going on? We still have a place in LA. And though it's not much of a place. It's shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody. Though our place is not much of a place, it's less than 100 square feet. It's one room. It has no restroom. It has no kitchen. Well, it has a restroom. Let me has a toilet. It has a little place to wash up, but it has no kitchen. The AC doesn't work, and it's very small, and it's five of us, soon to be six in this space, right? And though it's not much, it's all we can do because I don't have a job that can, you know, qualify me for a bigger place. You know, to get a place here in LA or in California, most places you need to make two 2.5 to 3.0 times the amount of rent. So if the place is $2,000, you need to make three, let's say $2,000 times three is 6,000, right? Or even if it's even it's like 1,900, that's still close to 6,000. That's like 500 something, 5,000 something. And so you need to have a job at least making at least 5,000 to 6,000 a month if if you're the head of the household. So I don't make that. I don't have a job that affords me to make that. Also, your credit needs to be damn near perfect because most properties, most landlords, they're going to check your credit. And most of the places they want you to have a 650 plus credit score. Plus, that's it. They not negotiating. They don't care how much money you have. You could say, "Hey, I have I have $10,000 right here. Here go $10,000. I can pay the rent 3 months in advance, 4 months in advance." They still gonna they're gonna say, "Oh, what's your credit score?" My credit score is 550. "Oh, I'm sorry, sir, you don't qualify." But I got $10,000 in my hand. I got $10,000. This ain't 10. There's only ones, y'all. This ain't 10,000. It's just ones. But I got $10,000 in my hand. This is what I made today from panhandling with my family. I got 10. Can you take off that hat? No, I don't want to take off my hat. I got $10,000, this hypothetically, and I can pay you 3 months in advance. They're gonna say, "No, sir. Sorry, we can't do nothing with you. I'm sorry. You don't make your job. You got a job that's paying you $20 an hour. That's about 4,000 a month. Yeah, you don't make enough. You're gonna have to get a co-signer. or you're gonna have to make more money. Um, but I'm already working all the hours I can work. I'm sorry, but we can't do nothing with you. So that's how things go here. You know, if you don't have the good credit score, if you don't have a job that pays at least 6,000 and 7,000 per month, at least that's at the bare minimum to afford a 2 bedroom or bedroom in California, you're not gonna qualify for any places, right? So pretty much me and my family are stuck. We're stuck because this is all we can do. You know, this is all we can do. This is all. How old am I? I'm 75. This is all we can do. So, it is what it is, right? But the reason why I come to LA, I mean, not to LA, the reason why I came all the way to Oakland, hi, everyone, to Panhandle is because in LA, you're going to see all these foreign exotic cars. You're going to see Rolls Royces, you're going to see Lamborghinis, you're going to see Maseratis, you're going to see Maybachs, you're going to see all these Rolls Royces. You're going to see all these type of cars, right? But even though you might see these cars at least $100,000 plus that I just named, right? They're not going to give you no money. They're even if they want to have, even if they see you with your family on a corner asking for money, they're gonna give you maybe $1. That's all they're gonna give you. They're gonna roll down a window and say, "Here you go. Here go $1. Here, this this will help you and your family of five. Here you go. Here you go." Now, this is the rationale, right? Because it ain't cheap to have these cars. To have a Rolls Royce Phantom, to have a Lamborghini, to have a Mercedes Benz truck. These are not cheap cars to have. They're not cheap cars for gas because you need probably premium gas. That's like 8,000. That's like $8 a gallon now, maybe $10 a gallon now, depending on what area you have to fill up your tank in. Let's say these people are filling up their tank in Beverly Hills, right? So they spending to fill up their tank at least $300. I'm just guessing. $300 to fill up their tank. Each time they got to fill up their tank. So if you have this type of car, that means you probably more than likely have disposable income. Hey, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the like. It don't cost nothing to hit the like. I know it's only 3 people here, but I appreciate y'all. It don't cost nothing. I mean, to have these type of cars, you need to have some disposable income. You can't be broke and driving in $100,000 car because to have the car alone, even if it's paid off, it's expensive. The insurance is expensive. The gas is expensive. The maintenance is expensive. All that's expensive. So when you see a person in that type of car and they only give you $1, that's done on purpose. That is done on purpose. They are intentionally trying to mock you or whatever the case is. Um, and they'll have a smile on their face like they did something for you. Like, oh, I just did something great. I gave this poor black family $1, and that should help them out. $1 is that's enough to get them some bread, maybe, and some maybe some a glass of milk. This is how it seems like this is how they're thinking. So when I'm panhandling with my family because we have to, I don't have any choice. I'm behind on my rent. I'm behind on my bills, and the government aid, the government doesn't want to help us out. So I have no choice but to get out here and panhandle. This is not something I want to do because it doesn't feel good. You know, to see how the way the people look at you, they look at you kind of with disgust. They look at you like, are they like have a grin on their face, like, look at these people, right? It doesn't feel good. It's not a good thing. It's not a good feeling to get out there with your family and hold a sign up and ask for money. Don't feel good. But I had no choice. Couldn't get my family members to help me out. Couldn't get my so-called whatever friends to help me out. I created a GoFundMe. I couldn't get nobody to GoFundMe, even though I see uh, like 200 people have looked at the page, and not out of those 200 people that looked at the page, not one person gave me not even 50 cents. Not even 50 cents, y'all. Now, I don't care how broke you are. I don't care how broke you are, how poor you are. If you got a phone and you can look and get on that phone and get on the internet and look at my GoFundMe, you got a goddamn dollar to give. More than likely, you can't lie and say you don't have a debit card or some type of online payment wallet. But I had it's literally because I can see everybody. I can see when I log into my GoFundMe, I can see it says, oh, 200 people looked at your page. 10 people or 12 people shared. Not one person gave not even a 1 cent, right? So if I'm just sitting here depending on this GoFundMe that I created, I'd be shit out of luck. So and my family need food. My family, we need to pay our rent. Even though we stay in this small ass room, we still got to pay for it. So when I'm standing out in the rich area of LA, Beverly Hills, Santa Monica, uh, certain part of West Hollywood. When I'm standing in these supposedly rich areas and I'm getting these $100,000 plus cars rolling down their window and only giving $1, I'm like, oh, this shit is crazy. So I said, I need to go back home. I need to sacrifice what little money we have, put it in that gas tank, and I need to drive back to Oakland because I know it's going to be worth it. And guess what? It is worth it because the people out here, they not driving these. You're not going to see no Rolls Royces out here. You're going to see Teslas. You're going to see Toyota Camrys. You're going to see different type of this type of cars that you're going to see. But what the difference in the culture here is that people are more down to earth and they are willing to help. They're willing to help. They don't need they don't need these fancy, like in LA, these people got fancy ass cars. Hey baby, I'm coming, baby. You playing? You want Chi Chi? I'll go tell mommy Chi Chi, you gonna Chi Chi in your diaper. These people, these people got $100,000 plus cars. All these they stay in these big fancy houses in Bel Air and Beverly Hills. But when they roll down their window and give $1, I come home. I come back home to Oakland, the Bay Area. I stand me and my family stand in front of a street. We stand in front of a wherever, and the people help us. The people are really helping us, helping us. That's a different culture. And these people ain't driving these fancy ass cars. These people don't stay in big mega mansions, but they give because they see this is a family that probably needs help. We can help them. Let's do, and they're using their disposable income to help us. And even people that don't appear to have disposable income, they are helping. So this is a different culture. This is why I had to come back out here. And this is why I come out here because I know, okay, to fill up my gas tank and drive all the way from LA, that's about $100. But I know I'm gonna make that back because I know the people are going to help. And they have helped. They are helping us to to help me to stabilize because that's what I need. I need to stabilize. I can't have you know, someone, a lot of people, some people want to come up to us and say, get a job, get a job. I said it in the last video, and I'm going to say this again. Even if you get a job today, even if I got a job today, making $21 an hour, 22 an hour, hey, even 25 an hour. If my bank account is zero, right? And let's say I got to drive to that job. If my bank account is at zero, when I open up my bank account app and it says $0, but sometimes it's been negative dollars because I just they I had to pay for my insurance for this car. And so my insurance is on automatic payment. So this last Friday, the insurance just took the money out. Hey, hello, how you doing? Make sure you like when you come in and subscribe. So my debit card is set up for automatic payment on my insurance payments monthly, right? It's about $170. You need insurance to drive a car. You can't be driving in the state of California without insurance, because if the cops pull you over, they ask you for your license and insurance, you're gonna get a ticket. You probably gonna get your license suspended. So I have to have my insurance. But like, let's before I get off, right? So I get a job today. I get a job paying me $25 an hour. Depending on the day that I'm hired, if I'm hired when the pay week just end, what's that mean? Let's say I'm hired on a Thursday and I start on a Friday. Okay, Friday the pay period just ended, right? So that means that before I get my first check, it's going to be at least 2 to 3 weeks before I get my first check. Why? Because most places play either weekly or bi-weekly. Even if it pays weekly, I'm not going to get a check that first week. I'm going to get a check the following week. If it pays bi-weekly, I'll probably get a check 2 weeks after that. So what am I going to do to get for gas to get back and forth to work? What I'm going to do to still feed the mouths that I got to feed? I got to do I got to still take care of my responsibilities. I got to be paid daily on God, really. So I still got to take care of my responsibilities that I have to take care of, and this job that I got today ain't gonna take care of that for another 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm gonna get out here, I'm gonna panhandle. Because if I can't get family members to help me, if I can't get friends to help me, if I can't get nobody to donate on my GoFundMe, then I gotta get out here and do what the hell I gotta do. So I hold this sign up. The sign is behind me. This is our sign right here. And I go and I stand with my family. And we ask for help. We ask for donations. No, I'm not homeless, but hey, I'm not homeless, but we damn near there. You know what I'm saying? I owe the landlord at least 3 months rent, and I'm trying to take care of that. I'm trying to prevent the landlord from kicking us out, because they within their rights to do it. They can go and start the process today or Tuesday, because Monday is a holiday. They can start the process Tuesday and start to get us out of there. So I'm trying to prevent that, because I know once you get towards homelessness, it's hard to get out of it. So I'm trying to prevent that. Um, but I came to the Bay Area because this is a culture that's more giving. The people are more willing to give. The people are more willing to help. And that's what they're doing. They're helping us. They're helping the family to get back on their feet until the head of the household can figure out. This is what we need in this world. It's called community, you know. But and I'm gonna end with this, y'all. When I go into GoFundMe, right? And I look at the other fundraisers, because that's what it called. When you create a GoFundMe, it's called a fundraiser. It seems that you damn near had to be dead. This is the only thing that they people that are raising money, either they're dead, or they damn near dead, or they got in some serious ass accident. Now, this is the question I have, right? I see one GoFundMe, it raised over $300,000 for a person that is dead. Now, God bless the dead, you know, condolences to that family, right? But I asked myself, the person that died was not the breadwinner. It was either a son or, unfortunately a son or a daughter, whatever, but they weren't the head, they weren't the breadwinner. So, the reality is, yes, the family is gonna be emotionally damaged because of their loved one is dead. They got killed, right? I understand. Unalive, unalive, unalive. Let me say unalive. The family is going to be, sad, depressed, all that, because their loved one is unalive. But I asked myself, I said, what? Okay, the funeral expense probably gonna be like 10,000, 12,000, depending, if you do a modest funeral. What what they gonna do? So with $300,000, the person that's under live, that person can't spend it. So what are they gonna do with the rest of that money? It's like, and I'm not hating, but I'm just saying, like, do you know what, $300,000, and this person was not the breadwinner of the family? Like, I can understand it was the breadwinner. Then yes, the main person that was making the money for the family, they're no longer here, help this family. But this was not these individuals that lose their life, they're not the breadwinners. But these fundraisers are raising tens of thousands of dollars for them. And meanwhile, people that really need help, like me, like us, we not getting nothing, not even a dollar, not even a damn dollar, y'all. So, you know, I tell my significant other, I said, damn, it looked like we gotta, like, one of us gotta be unalive to get some help. You know what I'm saying? Like, why does it have to be that way? So I said, well, I'm not going to depend on this GoFundMe stuff, because this GoFundMe stuff, I just be sitting there waiting forever. We gonna get out here with our sign, and we gonna do face to face, and we gonna ask people for help. And it's helping, it's working, it's helping us, you know. And it's unfortunate it has to be that way, you know. It's unfortunate that these fundraising things, that they only help either, like I said, or maybe if you're white. White people, they get a lot. Even white people that have a GoFundMe page like what we have, asking for assistance, they get help. But if you black, forget about it. Stand back. So that's all I got to say. Different cultures between LA and the Bay, and it is what it is. But we out here doing what we got to do to survive. I know times are rough. I know times are hard. Hey, what's up, bro? Shout out to everybody that tapped in. I'm not even going to advertise my GoFundMe no more, man, because it's a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? It's a waste of time. What works effectively is getting out here with this sign and asking people for help. But not in LA, because LA people are fucking stingy. Even when they have it. Even when they have disposable income, they're fucking stingy. That's the culture of LA. The Bay is different. That's why I'm here. But like I said, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. I'm about to get out here in this playground with my fams. And I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.